Experience comfort and modern living in a stylish 2-bedroom Airbnb at Mevida Homes Garden City. Perfectly located, this serene space offers easy access to shopping, dining, and entertainment while providing all the amenities you need for your relaxing stay. Enjoy the convenience of a fully equipped kitchen, spacious living areas, and a peaceful environment in the heart of the city. Ideal for families, business travelers, and anyone seeking a comfortable getaway. Husbands, you can get away with your wife at this place. It is awesome, it's amazing, it is stylish and comfortable. Men, nimewapatia plug. Mwende mseme picha za wanga amewatuma. Au sio? Hi guys, welcome again to another episode of Father Studies. We are here to learn. We are here to be trained so that we can become good fathers, good husbands, because I believe it starts from the home. And today we are honored by an amazing friend of ours by the name Meshach Samson. Thank you so much, Meshach, for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. It's an honor to have such a person here.
I appreciate it.
We know how counselors are. They are very expensive. So us having you here, it's an honor.
Yeah.
I would like you to introduce yourself, Mr. Meshach.
Hi, good friends. My name is Meshach Samson Minor. I'm a psychologist by training. I'm a husband and a father of 3.
Naona ring.
Yes. Yeah. There.
A father of 3.
Yes.
Hapo tutalearn kadhaa.
Yeah, you must learn something.
We will learn some things here.
I'm also running. I'm also running from you. And thank you for even coming up with this idea. It's a brilliant one.
Thank you.
And I think it is time now we come together and start to talk about these things. So
yes.
Thank you for even coming up with the idea.
We are humbled.
Yeah.
I know so many men, so many fathers outside here are going through some things.
Yes.
But when we talk and when we listen to one another, we can get some things. We can learn so that the journey can be easier. And what a way to be here with a psychologist. There are so many things zinaanzia kwa the head, as per me.
True.
Whatever we go through, whatever we handle them, they all start from the head. So maybe to start off, I'd like to know, watoto watatu umetoboaje?
You never even realize that they are getting many until now you start to see them crawling all over the place. It starts from somewhere. I got married in 2016. 2017 I had 1 kid. 2020 another one. 2023 another one. So you keep getting more and more, and then you realize there's a whole bunch of them. So yeah, it's some learning experience. The way I was raising the firstborn when he was a toddler is not the same way I'm raising the thirdborn, who is a toddler now. Because you keep learning these things from different people and also from yourself. In psychology, we say life is all about 3 things. You learn, you unlearn, and then you relearn. You can learn things afresh. Learning from zero. Something you have never heard, something you have never seen, you learn from zero.
Yep.
You can also unlearn something that you learned wrongly. You trained on something in the wrong way.
Yes.
You unlearn, you delete it.
Yep. You're able to delete.
By deleting it, you must replace it. Because in your life, there shouldn't be a vacuum. Because that vacuum can be accommodated, it can accommodate anything, can be occupied by anything. So we don't entertain vacuums in life. So when you unlearn something, you must learn something different in the right way. The third thing is relearning. You learned something, along the way, you forgot or it got messed up. You can learn it afresh. That's how life moves. You learn and learn the wrong things and replace them with the right things. Relearn something you learned earlier on. Somehow along the way it got messed up, then you can fix it afresh.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yani tumeanza tu na wisdom pap already.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You have a lot.
Meshach, I love how you do your family thing.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank
I
you.
think that's why you are. Can I say on this seat? Is
Maybe.
that okay? Yes, because I learn. I get mesmerized when I have people can say of the same age, kinda, who are family people.
Mm-hmm.
Did it start like this? How were you raised in an amazing family? So you're just continuing with the things that it was awesome? Ama you relearned, ama unlearned some things?
Actually, mine
Yes.
is in the second phase of unlearning. Unlearning. I don't come from a very peaceful family, and I don't shy away from saying that, because we all come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And some things I saw when I was growing up are things I wouldn't want to implement or get anywhere close to, because I have seen how much damage it has done.
Mm-hmm.
So now it is a point of I was able to see things being done by people, but along the way I realized they are not being done the right way.
Ah.
So I had to try and fix my own way of doing them through learning something different.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to unlearn what I have been seeing and learning something different and trying to learn it the right way. So for me, family is everything. For me,
Whoa.
not many for, like for everyone,
Yeah.
but for me as a person, because before I became a psychologist, I was a human being,
Yep.
a normal human being. A normal human being who gets affected by things, a normal human being with emotions. So when I try to fix my own family, I'm trying to fix it in a way it is going to fit into my whole being. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, I want it to fit and
Yeah.
be the best thing that I have. So in the process of trying to fix that, I have to ask for guidance from people. I have to experience things, and that's how we keep learning.
Yeah.
Having a marriage for 8-9 years, it's not something so easy.
No.
These
Niko tu
days,
ya tatu.
especially now that you see a lot of people of our ages are getting married, and 2 years down the line, the family is total chaos. They don't even have one kid. It's total chaos.
Yeah.
Learning it down the line for 7-8 years,
That's a.
yeah, there is a lot that has happened.
Yes.
And still a lot that need to be done.
Mhm.
Because you see, as human beings, we must differ in a lot of ways.
Yep.
What matters is not that you differed, but how you handled the difference. How you handled the difference.
Someone was saying healthy fights.
Yeah.
How do you fight?
They have to
healthy?
be healthy.
Yeah.
And it is not like you have another option.
No.
There are no two options about this. They have to be healthy. It is either they are healthy or nothing.
Mm-hmm. How do you fight healthy? How do you differ?
You have to disagree,
Mm-hmm.
but remember who you are disagreeing with. I remember like a month ago, I made a post on Facebook and said, whatever you do, just remember you're married.
Yeah, I remember reading
No,
that.
you saw that post.
I read.
Whatever you do in this life, just remember you're married. How you talk to your friends, how you play around with friends, how you play around with your wife, your husband, how you play around with the people around you. Just remember one point: I am married. Even when you are disagreeing with your spouse,
Yeah.
just remember you're married.
This will.
This is
enable
not
you.
something that you can just disagree and throw your hands and say it's enough and then you walk away. It's not funny. Because the moment you get entangled with someone,
Mm-hmm.
there is so much more than what other people from outside will see.
True.
Right now, if you want to separate with your wife, there is so much that you have to forget
Which is
for you to forget them. If you want to forget them, there is so much you need to forget.
a lot.
There is so much that you need to change for you to forget them.
I can just imagine
So,
how.
because you don't want to go through that process of forgetting, just remember always, you are married. You never tell them something that is going to hurt them intentionally.
Yeah.
Because remember, human beings have memories. And whatever you say when you are angry, most of the times it is
Sticks.
taken to be the truth.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it is actually the truth.
What you say when you're angry.
When you say when you are angry, that one stands. So you must be very careful what you say when you are not happy. You don't have to be angered, like just being dissatisfied with how things are being done.
Mm-hmm.
Just be very careful with what you say. Because whatever you say at that moment when you're not so happy,
Yeah.
it is taken to be what is in your head. And a lot of times it is true.
Oh.
Just remember you're married. You disagree, but remember you're married.
There's a way
Yes.
to
When you're
disagree.
happy, remember you're married.
Even when you're happy.
Even when you're happy, just remember you're married. You don't take things further than necessary. Just remember you're married.
All right.
It's always like that. Just remember you're married. Even when you are disciplining your children, just remember you are married. Someone is watching you. The way you are handling your kids,
Yeah.
your own kids,
Yes.
someone is watching you. They might not say anything, but remember you're married and someone is watching you.
And here
Married
you're
is authority. They have a lot of authority over you. That's the time you find yourself reporting home, I'll be coming late.
Yes.
Nobody asked you if you're coming late, but it is in your head. You know you're married, and someone may require some accountability of where you are. That's
Many
the
of us
time you
don't
report.
want accountability.
Yes, and that is the reason why families of these days are not
They're
lasting
breaking.
even 5 years.
They think by doing that tumekaliwa.
Yes, kukaliwa.
That is what they
And
think.
if you want to be happy in this marriage, just kubali hiyo kukaliwa. There is that healthy kukaliwa.
Yes.
Holding yourself accountable.
Yep.
If I want to tell you something and I'm angry, hold yourself accountable.
That's a discipline.
When
that
I'm
you
going
need to-
out there, I'm with friends, I'm whatever I'm doing, just hold yourself accountable. It goes a long way. Goes a long way.
Tumeanza na poop, poop, poop. Already watu wako tuned in. I know. This. Whatever you do, if you're married, remember you're married.
Just remember you're married.
Whether you're happy or angry, just remember you're married. It will help you in how you speak to your spouse, if I got it right.
Yes.
Yes.
Even when you're helping people out here, just help them, but remember you're married. Because a lot of times we tend to mistake our hospitality, that you can help anyone out here and you create friendship with them. At times, you drift away from the person you're supposed to be creating the friendship with. You make friends out here, they spend a lot of your time more than the person you are married to.
More than
Some few
children.
things that you might think don't matter. You're seated at home, you're not doing anything, you're just there on phone. Someone is there. They may not tell you they need your attention because they are expecting you to understand as an adult. Some few things need to be done. Even if you haven't been told, come help me do this,
Yes.
it is your responsibility as an adult to know something requires to be done. Maybe I can help. You see? Maybe I can help. So always remember you're married. Whatever you do, always remember you're married.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a lesson we've gotten. How can we create emotional support with our family, with our children as fathers? What is our mandate as a father, if I can do that?
Mandate as a father comes in very many forms.
Yeah.
First things first, remember you are the father to these children. And the father provides protection, support, guidance, and discipline. There are things you cannot skip. If you look at some of us who grew up in the village in the 80s and 90s,
Yeah.
our parents were very, very rough. Very, very rough. They missed a few things. And that's why you look at ourselves who are approaching 40 years, struggling emotionally, even to cope with the society. They missed a few things. Now the generation we have is trying to compensate on what we missed by giving it in extra, in excess to the children. That's where you find people claiming, my children are my best friends.
Yes.
I am their best friend.
Yes.
That best friend narrative. You forget that best friends don't discipline best friends.
Oh.
Best friends don't even guide best friends.
They let them be.
Because there is a relationship that you don't want to hurt. Like for us, Chris, we are friends for
Yes.
long.
Yes.
You and I.
Yes.
I might look at you doing something and I'm going to get stranded.
Mm.
I know this is not right, but I don't know how I'm going to approach you because I don't want to hurt the friendship we have. I might even have to use someone else or just create a sign that will make you understand something is not right.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than coming direct and telling you, Chris, what you have done is very wrong. I did not like it, ABCD. By the end of the day, I'm going to hurt the relationship that we have been having.
Mm-hmm.
So if your children become so close to that level, you cannot even discipline them.
Oh.
You can't discipline them.
So this narrative of
Being
a
of
friend
best
to...
friend
Mm-mm.
is what is hurting our children. These days you find that you go to church and a 4-year-old kid cannot let the mother even sit down.
Yeah.
And the mother doesn't want to do anything about it.
That
They
is
would
bad.
rather just go back home instead of making the kid feel uncomfortable. I don't want daddy to feel uncomfortable. I don't want, you see, that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even helping them. And at some point, they will realize that you're not helping them.
When they grow up.
Yes, when they grow up. So for you, you must be a wholesome father. When it comes to being friends, there is a limit to everything.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to discipline, there is a limit to everything. And again, don't be the discipline master in that house. Make even the mother of these children part of you.
Okay.
If I say no to something, the mother stamps that no. We are not at any point negotiating.
No.
I said don't do this, the mother said you can do it.
Even if...
Or I said don't do this, and then the mother is asking me why. I do not owe you an explanation at this point. Make the kids understand I said no. Then we can have our own conversation.
Later.
If we are coming up with another opinion, we will bring it up, both of us. But not you against me, then we have the kids here.
In front of them.
Yes.
No.
So now you have to understand at what point you change the tone. I said no, but I want the mother to understand why I said no.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining to these kids why I said no, but I'll explain to the mother so that we can be a team on this one. So unfortunately, you see, people tend to argue in front of the kids.
Yeah.
I said I don't want to see you doing this, but now I'm coming home to find them doing the same thing, and the mother is there. Definitely, I'm going to feel frustrated.
Yeah.
Not because of the kids, but because of the mother.
Why hasn't the
Why
mother
haven't
stopped
you
them?
joined me in my team? Maybe I never explained it to you why I was saying no. But I'll feel frustrated when I see you not being part of the team. So for you to have that bond in the family, you have to provide everything and provide it in the levels that are required. Not too much discipline. You don't want to raise kids like the National Youth Service.
Yeah.
You don't want your house to look like Gilgil training camp.
When you raise your hand,
No,
and
they just learn away. No.
Bless.
Yes.
Yeah,
You don't want them to learn away when you come in.
Yeah.
Some of us were raised that way. Our fathers could come home. They had even developed a signal of letting you know they are coming. They will come whistling. You'll hear the whistle from outside. And then you realize they're here. It is now time to move. You get out, they get in. And much of the times you wanted them to get into the house after you are out, not you and them meeting at some point. We have tried to bridge that gap over 40 years later. It can't work.
Totally.
Because I told you there is learning, unlearning, and relearning.
Yeah.
We learned something. We haven't been able to unlearn it. We are struggling to unlearn that behavior. It is not working. So you don't want to get that level of your kids fear you. You only want them to understand when you don't want something to be done, you said you don't want it to be done.
Creating that balance.
You just want to create that balance. They will be your friends. They will love you. They will even come and tell you things. But when I say no to something, I don't owe you an explanation at your age. Because even if I spend the next 1 year explaining, you will not understand. There are some things you cannot understand.
So it depends on the age of the child.
The
too.
age of the child. I have an 8-year-old boy. The youngest is 10 months.
Almost a year now.
Almost a year now. I cannot handle them the same way. So now the problem comes. Nobody is training you how to handle these kids. The society is looking at you, waiting for you to make a mistake. They are not actually waiting for you to make a mistake so that they can correct you. They are waiting for you to make a mistake so that they can condemn you.
And yet you never got that training on how
Yet
to raise
no
this.
one took you through this training of this
Yeah.
is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So now it is time for you to think of, where do I get this information?
And that's why you have channels like this.
Yes, that's
content
why
like
now
this.
opportunities like this
Yep.
come in.
Yep.
People need to get serious. Because the only place you can learn about being a man is in a conversation involving men.
Totally.
Totally. There are no two ways about it. Men have to talk for you to learn how to become a better man. That's the only way.
You've just brought out something here when you're saying that. How about those who have been raised by single mothers? Boys who have been raised by single
Now
mothers?
that's a disaster. It's a disaster.
Is there a solution?
There is a solution.
Yeah.
Because mentorship never ends.
Totally.
Never ends. I have been involved in seminars and I always try my best to tell single moms. Whatever reason you became a single mother doesn't matter. You don't even need to explain to me.
Yeah.
Even when they come to me for counseling, I really don't care so much about you being a single mother. Life happens, it happens.
Yeah.
What matters is, what steps are you taking to involve a man in the life of this young man you're raising? You don't have to bring every man you date into the life of your child. But I want to believe in your social circles, there has to be a man mature enough to be responsible. Whether it's your relative, it's someone somewhere has to stand in the gap. Because look, we are men.
Yeah.
For me, I have a son and 2 daughters. There is so much I will not be able to teach my daughters.
True.
And I already know at this point.
That is awesome.
So much I don't know how to even start. Thank God the mother is there. She will do what she's supposed to do. If she is not there, I must get these kids another mother figure. You have to do a lot of vetting to know who you are entrusting your children with.
Yeah.
But you must make it happen. Because there's so much you can't do. These days you find that young men raised by single moms trying to pretend to be women in so many ways, subconsciously.
But what they just saw.
Because that is what they're seeing.
Yeah.
That is what they are learning. They're not even being trained by anyone.
No.
But they are learning on their own. So it is time now, single moms accept the fact that there's so much you cannot do for this young man. Get a father figure to this young man. Whether it's a relative, it's a friend from a certain group or somewhere. I have seen people going as far as getting their bosses at work involved.
That is awesome.
You have a teenager who is starting to become problematic. What do? Throw your hands and say, fine, I have raised you up to this point. Whatever else you want to do with your life, it's up to you. You can't do that. Because if you try to do that, it comes back to bite you. You're going to have one hell of a time trying to handle this human being when they get older. Again, you start to hate yourself because of failing to be a mother. But look, you never failed to be a mother. What you failed to do is to be a father.
Yeah.
You were never a father to this
Which
guy.
you could not
You
be.
couldn't.
Yeah.
So you'll be beating yourself for something that you can't even do. Get someone. I always tell people, get someone.
Yes. Now that you've tackled the single mother thing,
Yes.
now how do these fathers now try and raise their children when they're separate ways? Now, I'm a father. I have a daughter with another lady, but I can't be with her 24/7. How do I, as Chris, be part of this parenting na this child, ama na this lady? A healthy way of parenting.
Or
Is it possible?
co-parenting becomes very difficult at times. Because you see, you have a history with this person. You have a history.
Yeah.
A sexual history.
Yeah.
So when you're getting involved in the life of these kids, you're just keeping chicken as pet. At some point, you may be tempted to lose this one. So now, because you don't want to throw them away just because you and their mother separated,
Yeah.
you have to seek a lot of guidance depending on the character of the human being you got involved with. So this is where now no single solution is going to apply to everything. You have to look at the character of human being you got involved with. There are some people who are very, very strict. I said I want us to do co-parenting. You'll be doing this, you'll be doing this. You'll be coming to pick the kids, you very strict, very healthy. But others may want to bite back. They have some grudges on you. Because maybe they feel like you disappointed them. Others are so jealous because you moved on after you separated with them. You moved on. They may want to do something to hurt you. Others are not done with you. I'm not done with you. Yes, we separated, but I'm looking for that one moment that I'll be able to capture you again.
Yeah.
In that house you call home, you're not going back there. That's a problem. So now it depends on the character of the human being you got involved with. And this is where you even get legal.
Oh.
This is where you even get legal. We agree on paper. This is what I'll be doing. If I want to pick this kid over the weekend, let us make it easy for each other. And when I pick the kid, if we agreed I'm returning the kid at 5 p.m., let's make it 5 p.m., not 5:30. So now it becomes very strict. And that's why I always advise young men, if you get married before you got a child out there, try the best you can in this life not to get a child out there. Marriages do fail. Human beings do disagree. Fine. If you get to that point, there is always a way out. You can figure out the kind of person you were dealing with, how mature they are, someone you can agree with. This is what we are going to do, this is what we are going to do. If you get to that, you're very lucky. But sometimes it gets to a point whereby you will have to involve someone else every time you want to handle your kids, just for your own safety. You'll be involving someone else. But now that is horrible. You don't want to get to that direction.
Totally.
That I cannot come and pick my daughter without a witness. Because if I come alone, it might end up in bedroom. It's how disaster happens. I don't want to be around you when I am alone because I don't feel safe around you because of your behavior. So now when it gets to that direction, you involve someone else, which now becomes very difficult. So if you can be able to maintain a marriage, please keep it. If you don't have a kid out there, don't attempt to have one. Because you never know the kind of character you're going to bring to your life. Because that kid comes and entangles you forever. As long as this child is alive, you and her, one thing.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it so far, just thank
Please.
God. Don't play that game. It's difficult.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one. Remember the character. The one you got involved with to bring in this life on earth. So choose wisely. Do your things wisely as you go on. with this life. That's a umegongelea msumari hapo, right? Mr. Meshak, what are some of the mental health things that you've gone through ama you've seen people going through around you ama those that I know it's not okay to discuss people's affairs, but at times we learn from such. And if somebody has any mental health, how do they go through it health-wise so that they can be able to keep their families well?
You see, when you go to these major hospitals, mostly we call them level 4, level 5 referral hospitals and stuff, even the private hospitals, there are always labels on the corridors and doors and some billboards. You see oncology, this direction. Gynecology, this direction. You see those directions.
Yeah.
There is always that part of mental health, which is part of human health. But unfortunately, we have labeled mental health as madness. Madness.
You're mad.
It is even very difficult for you to actually tell your boss, if you are employed, that I have a session with a counselor today. You could even lose your job because of that. A session with a gynecologist makes you look responsible. Very responsible.
Very true.
I'm going to meet my gyna.
Because
That's nice. Very responsible. Someone who is taking care of the health.
Yeah.
For us who wear glasses, I have an issue, I need to go to Optica somewhere, that makes you look responsible. But if you mention I'm going to see a counselor, you have a mental problem. And mental problem to us means madness problem. You are not someone we can trust. Coming down to families, same thing. If I mention to my wife I'm going to see a counselor, maybe she asks, counseling? Are you going to discuss our issues
affairs
there? So now, handling mental health from the family unit is quite difficult. You have to make people understand. If I'm feeling like something is eating me up, I need help. I need help. So now, trying to put the family together, mostly you find that men struggle with a lot of things. Women will tend to struggle, and then at some point they are going to share with their friends a lot of things. When they share, they just start healing. They get a lot of guidance from there, a lot of times very negative guidance. They get a lot of things. But by the end of the day, this person shared what was in their heart.
Yeah.
For us men, we carry it to the grave. Unfortunately.
Is it something that we learned?
Over the years, I have been a counselor, I have seen it happening. Men don't really appreciate counseling. And even if they come, second session, third session, most of the times it never happens. They'll come for one session and then they look like, I've gotten an idea.
Why is
I
it
can
so?
handle the rest of the issues on my own.
Why is it so?
It is something that we learned as a society, especially now the African society. And this is what I'm telling you, the old parents, especially those ones who raised our fathers, and now coming to the generation of our fathers, they missed something. Trying to separate a man from the list of human beings. A small boy of 3 years gets hurt because of something.
Yeah.
You don't want them to even cry in your presence, because men don't cry.
But this is just
They
a
are
boy.
only 3 years
This is
old.
just a boy.
You start now to train them
Not to cry.
not to cry. Not to cry means not to express emotions. Don't show your emotions. So what happens is they find another way of dealing with it. One, keeping quiet. And when you keep quiet and something is hurting you, you tend to develop bitterness towards the person who was involved or whatever is hurting you. So you find that men out here are carrying so much. and they tend to bring it to work by harassing their juniors, take it home by harassing the people they feel they have authority over. So now, trying to bring the family together requires people to accept the fact that before I was a man, I was a human being.
Yeah.
I was a human being.
And emotions are part of human beings.
Emotions are part of human beings.
Yeah.
I'm very sure in your years of being in photography and videography, you have attended funerals.
Very many.
Where men are left by their wives. And you find that this man has been at the center of organizing the burial. Even the final day, the day of send-off, this person is the one giving directions to everyone. They never even got a time to sit down somewhere alone and actually confirm to themselves, I have been left. That time is not there. It comes later on. We call it in psychology delayed grief, which now makes people suicidal, become addicts. It comes with a lot of stuff. So now, for us to have happy families, we must make each and every individual in that unit understand. If you are being bothered by something, talk about it.
Open up.
You only need to know who to talk to. And there is nothing better than sharing your issue with the person you trust with your information. Even before you come to us as counselors, if you can be able to share with your wife that this and this is bothering me, this is bothering me, you realize you did not even require any guidance. They were not even supposed to say anything.
No.
Just listening to you helped you heal. Because sometimes when we are talking about our problems, we even talk about the solutions in the same sentence. You are explaining a problem, but you also have options, and they're there. You only needed someone who is so close to you to actually give you an ear. Just listen. Just show you concern. Let them sit there and prove to you that they care. Just to listen. They don't even need to have an answer, a solution to it. Just listening. Because even for us counselors, we don't offer solutions.
Yep.
I'm not going to tell you what to do.
No.
I want you to tell me the problem and tell me the options you have in your head. What do you think happens? If you don't have any options, explain the whole problem to me.
Then
Let us listen to that story again. You realize along the way, you actually explained the process of solving the problem.
Yeah.
But you never saw it. My work is only going to be to point, this is where it is. Try this one.
Now you'll be my
Just try.
trusted
And then you're
listener.
like, okay. By the
Cool,
way,
yeah.
yes, I'll just tell you to try this one. Try this one. You need someone who is sober and someone who knows how to differentiate problems from solutions. Suggestions from options, from whatever. You just needed that one. Someone who can listen to you for 2 hours without getting tired.
Yeah.
Sometimes we listen 4 hours.
Yeah.
Just listen. And when this person is talking, they are giving their own solutions. They're there. But they don't even know at what point this sentence was supposed to end so that we can start the solution sentence. So for us, we need to understand as a family unit that even our dad gets stressed.
Do you need to show to your kids?
You don't need to show to your kids.
How will they?
There is a person in that house who is supposed to know. But now the problem is, for us men, we want to keep things to ourselves, including you have a wife,
But
there's something she's doing that is not making you so happy. You don't want to talk about it. You keep it until the last day that the bottle is going to be so full that you cannot add anything else. Anything you do spills out. Anything you do spills out. That's the time now you find people fighting very, 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 very dangerous fights. Because you have been humbling so much in your heart. But if you keep your wife as a friend, a very close friend, you realize that a lot of times you don't get to the extremes of getting bothered. Sometimes you come back home after work and your wife is talking like 2,000 words per minute. She has so much.
To speak.
She has been carrying that the whole day. She needed to talk to you. Then that's the point now you are ignoring her and trying to make yourself look busy for something, or you're tired. Forgetting she was waiting for you to come so that you can have a counseling session. She needed a therapy session.
Yeah, the first therapy.
If you don't give that to her, trust me, it is going to reflect in how she's going to handle you going forward.
And the children.
Handling children going forward. Handling everything going forward. For us who have wives who also want to handle their own kitchen,
Yeah.
you know, these days our age, men are marrying women who don't even know how to cook anything. So you're watching TV, all of you, and there's a house girl somewhere cooking for you, or there's a chef you have employed or whatever, making the kitchen work. For us who have wives who do things in the kitchen, you can tell the day things are not working well because there is so much noise in that kitchen. Utensils are making the noise that she wanted to make with her own mouth, but you never gave her that chance. So you find that utensils are dropping right, left, center. Things are not working properly. Even her walking style changes. She's learning a little bit faster. You can tell when things are not right. And at that moment, if you hold her and sit her down and tell her, I have realized something is not right, do you mind sharing with me? She'll talk 2 million words per minute, and she'll tell you everything. And after that, she heals. So what about you as a man?
What happens to us?
It starts and ends with us. If you don't want to talk about it, you train her the culture of not listening to you. You train her the culture of not understanding the differences in you. The way you were yesterday, the way you are today. You train her not to understand you. Because the more she understands you and you are not giving her a chance to actually offer help, emotional help, she gives up. Handle your own stuff, handle your own problems. The day you feel you need to talk, you'll come and let me know. That is the end of you. Because
Too
you'll
bad.
also realize she's ignoring you.
Yeah.
The more she ignores you, the more you get angry. So the relationship between you and her starts to get cracks. But the genesis of the problems you have maybe was from work, financial issues, or something. It was not between you and her, but now you have made it a family issue. When you come home, kids start playing around with you, you get angry.
Yeah.
Your wife sees you, she opens the door, blah, 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 and she walks away. So you just seated there, struggling with your own issues. That family will never have peace.
Totally.
As long as there is one person who is getting bothered and nobody else is offering that environment for them to heal, that family will never have peace. So it is time for us now to accept. If you need help, you need it. Whether you are a man, whatever it is, you need it.
Just speak.
And I realized it is important the moment I started attending counseling sessions for myself. I usually do them even now.
You yourself.
Yes, I have. Yes, for us counselors, it is even mandatory. You need to go through counseling.
Because of what you
Yes,
listen to every
because
now
we
and then.
listen to a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Sometimes they hurt you. You listen to a lot. You listen to a lot. If you're not careful, you can carry it home.
Assuming I'm your friend, and is there a way I can notice if you're not okay mentally from afar?
Yes, you can.
So that now that men cave in, can I be able to be trained to be able to see, hey, Leo Meshak,
Yes, you
siona
can.
akiwa sawa. Can I try and talk to him?
What is required is understanding of how I am supposed to look when I'm okay. There are some people who are silent naturally. You cannot take it like they have a problem.
Yeah.
But for me, you know me. When I start talking, I talk.
You go.
Then one day you find me like, no. Or you find me extra excited. You should be actually more worried about that than being silent. There's a point you get when you're so stressed, you jump over to the other side of the bridge. Now you get, like you give up, and now you start finding happiness in the problems you have. And that's how when people want to commit suicide, the few moments before they kill themselves, they are so energetic. So energetic. Depression manifests itself in so many ways. You can find someone so low, or someone so hyper, the few days before they commit suicide, they were so friendly. Until now,
Extreme.
people start asking.
What
I was
happened?
with them yesterday, and we did ABCD, and he told me ABCD. Why he was looking so happy. He was not happy. Those were very dangerous signs of someone who is in very serious trouble. They have been waiting for you people to come and help them, but you never came. They gave you a lot of signs, you never understood them. They accepted the fate. They started getting happy again.
So these signs, as you've mentioned a bit, either too silent or over.
Yes, if
Those
you
are
find
some of the
if you
signs.
find someone not themselves the way you know them, you need to
Kunaishi.
start to ask the question of what is going on.
There's a time you even shared with me. You can even tell by how somebody is driving or
Yes,
riding.
I remember we had that conversation. These days, if you look at how our highways are looking like, you will tell. After COVID, so much has gone wrong. So much has gone wrong. After COVID, after the year 2020, when people were told to work from home, and it was mandatory, so much has gone wrong. There was that disconnect of the normal way of life. Some people wake up in the morning and they go to the office and they are so good.
Okay.
Because now the family is in chaos, they find happiness from the workplace. Now you have told them to go back home, to the place that they don't even feel like they need to go back tomorrow. They always remember home when it is time to go home, and they are worried, I'm going back to the same place. So now, after that, COVID came, closed businesses, people changed lives, people lost their relatives to COVID. A lot of things went wrong, horribly wrong. Economic issues went so wrong. Even when COVID left us, it left us with so many wounds that are not even healing. They keep getting worse. A business that was struggling, it is actually dying now. Someone with a small loan, it has accumulated to something they can't handle. So now people are struggling. Mental health is in chaos. Look at the kind of accidents we are having these days. The highways, vehicles are killing people every day. But you look at the genesis of this, it is the way people are driving. Not that roads have changed, not that rules have changed. Nothing else have changed apart from our mental health.
Which affects our driving style.
That is what affects how you drive, how you make judgments. People have become aggressive. Even in town, you're walking and then someone is coming, you just miss your step and get close to them. You can look at their face and tell they are ready for a fight. People just got aggressive.
Yeah.
Now they are transferring all this aggression back home when they get there. They carry the bitterness, the anger from work, loans, money is not enough, a lot of things. They just dump it on the children, the wife, whatever it is. It's becoming chaotic. And remember, human beings are like garbage trucks. You see garbage trucks all over the town, carrying a lot of stuff. You have no idea where it came from.
True.
Even the people who are transporting it, if you tell them to return it to where they got it, they will only return it to one point. They cannot separate it and take it back to the household where it was produced. You have no idea where it came from. And you have no business even knowing where it came from. It is you driving here, the garbage truck on the next train.
Yeah.
You have no business with what is going on. But if you try to get involved, that garbage can be spilled on you.
And you.
So now you see, you don't know what is going on with me, and then you come and play some games. You will get involved in a very in a very bad way that you will not even know what really happened. So you find that the garbage I was carrying in my head may end up on you, but you have no idea where I collected it from.
Totally.
You even have no idea where I was taking it.
Totally.
So now People are carrying their own stuff, tired, they're just feeling bitter, and they are only looking for a space they can off-road it. Because we are not built to carry heavy loads in our heads. Human beings are not built to carry. That's why talking makes the load lighter.
Sana.
But now if you don't get a chance to talk, you keep carrying it. You keep carrying it.
Do we create these chances? I think
Yes.
some people, okay, let me paint. Some people do claim, no one came for me. No one came to see me. No one came to talk to me. No one knew what I was going through. So is it my problem to know? Am I you are the one who can at least reach out and seek for help? Kuna ile part mimi huwa naona at times, hata wangeniambia. Sikuwa najua, sikuwa naweza. Jua these hustles of life kila mahali, I didn't really pick kabisa. So should we blame others? Ama us as men pia tunafaa tutafute, at least tuongeleshe mtu.
There is the point of taking responsibility.
True.
It is your life and it is your problem. Try to make it known yourself. If I want to offer you help and you haven't even told me you needed help, I might not be able to be effective.
Yeah.
Because I really don't know what you need.
Yes.
You find me seated here and you may start guessing I'm having a headache, but maybe I only needed money.
Yeah. And the headache is gone.
I needed money. If I don't tell you what I need, you may not be effective. And you're going to spend a lot of time and resources trying to solve an imaginary problem. So I always tell people, open up and talk about your problem. Make it known. If you ask me, the biggest lie that men have told in history, it is, I am fine. That's the biggest lie that men have ever told. I am fine.
And
If I ask you what's going on, Chris, and you tell me you're fine, you have locked the gate.
Yeah.
I had seen an opening because I had realized you don't look so good.
Yeah.
If you tell me you're fine, you have shut the door.
Totally.
Me trying to get involved again will only irritate you.
Yep.
Because you'll try everything possible to prove you're fine. But I had seen you're not.
Yeah.
But I never knew what exactly was going on. I never knew what exactly was going on. You find someone walking bare feet. You imagine they have a problem with affording a pair of slippers or something.
Yep.
Maybe that person is struggling with infection, some allergy or something. They can't even wear a pair of shoes. But in your head, you have already thought that ni viatu hana.
Hana pesa ya viatu.
Hana pesa ya viatu. Then you try to bring them a pair of shoes. You're only irritating them. Because the problem they have,
it's not
being addressed.
Solving. Yeah.
See? So I want to tell people to just take responsibility.
Of your life.
Talk.
Yep.
Just tell us what you feel is bothering you.
Yes.
It makes work very easy.
Yes.
Makes work very easy when you tell exactly what's going on.
Like for me, I think I've just nurtured that. I'll just tell you. Mahali utapeleka, we peleka tu, but mi nitakwambia.
Talk to me and tell me, I am not feeling so well. I have an issue with my wife. We are not agreeing on ABCD.
Yep.
That moment, you give me an easier time trying to figure out how can we address this one.
Yeah.
But if you come and tell me I am fine, but I can tell we have been seated here, it is now 11 p.m., you are not even in a hurry to go home.
How to tell.
In my head, I already know something is wrong,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to approach it. And this is how people tell that no one came through for me.
Exactly.
They were not even aware how to come through.
Because the doors were shut.
You shut the doors yourself. They were not even aware how to come through for you. They look at you and tell you're not looking good, but how do you expect them to get involved? We have to get to a point where we stop shutting doors. trust one person with your life. I would rather have you, Chris, publish information about me after you have helped me solve that problem.
That is okay.
You just go with it.
That is okay.
Just go with it.
So long as I'm
Rather
healthy.
than I'm seated here and I'm hurting from inside, but I don't want to talk because I don't know how you're going to think about me. Think about whatever you're going to think. But before you think about it, just try to solve whatever is going on. Yes, just try to solve whatever is going on. We have seen people getting a chance when they meet someone like the president comes to your village. Someone from nowhere just comes and tells the president in 30 seconds, I am so and so, I am here, like this is the, I need help.
Yep.
And then he looks back and tells the bodyguard, ebu ita huyo mtu, chukua namba ya huyu.
Yes.
Tomorrow at 10, you call them, I'll talk to them. And then 1 week later, someone has a job, someone has something, maybe they had a court case, lad was being grabbed by someone, it has been solved with just 30 seconds. We all know, like for us who subscribe to Christianity, we know about that lady who had a bleeding issue.
Yeah.
We know like the story of what she did.
For 12 years.
How do you expect to sit somewhere in the middle of 1,000 people looking at a solution from an angle and expect the solution to come?
Wow.
It is time you wake up and try to figure out how to get
That's
there.
a nice way. Wow.
You see?
And the solution is here.
And
the healer is
I
here.
love it when I look at Christianity because the stories we read from the Bible, they apply in today's life. Remember the lepers? Negotiating. We have been outside the city gates for a very long time. It is now time for us to either die of hunger or die of being killed by these people when we go in there to look for food. Hard choices to make.
Very.
Then they decide, let's move in. Death is death. A win is a win. Let's go in. And then what happens? Tables turn. It happens even today's life. Talk to someone about what is bothering you.
Yeah.
You never know where the solution is.
Yeah.
So it is your responsibility. Do not expect that people are going to come up with solutions for your problems.
Yeah.
You have no idea what they are struggling with.
Everyone has something
You have
going
no
on.
idea what they are struggling with. And when they come through for you, just show gratitude. Because the other problem we have is ignorance. People just assume you were supposed to do something for me and you did it, so what's the big deal? Yes, I was trapped here, you came through for me, and what's the big deal? It is your responsibility to...
No, it is not. It is not.
It is not. Definitely it is not.